Hello.
Pay attention. I'm over here.
Please do not disturb.
What are you all dressed up for?
I'm not dressed up. I just put the shirt on. That's all. It's one of the shirts I bought at Walmart.
Oh, okay.
Please do not disturb. I'm I like that. Okay, all set?
Yeah, I don't do anything on my end. Just wait for you.
Okay. Here we go. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another live edition of Top Rope Report here on TikTok Live and YouTube. I'm your host, the illustrious Mr. Trivia. Joining me each week is my co-host, my tag team partner, my best friend, the best in the business, the Nugster Greg. Greg, what's up?
Hello.
Greg, before we get started the show tonight, the National Football League and the World of Pro Wrestling lost one of their athletes on Monday, the passing of former Chicago Bears football player and former WCW wrestler Steve Mongo McMichael passed away at the age of 67. So to honor the memory of Steve Mongo McMichael, we will do a 10-bell salute. Rest in peace, Mongo. Yeah, I'll tell you, he had that ALS, and that's a nasty disease.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I mean, the worst part of it is, you lose your physical capability to do anything. The mind is as quick as a whip. It's telling you to do things, but you just lose all motor functions, and your body just shuts down everything but your brain. Your brain's the last that goes,
And he's in a much better place now.
Yes.
So, all right. So we're going to do our Monday Night Raw and our NXT recap. So, Greg, if you're ready, we can get started.
All right. Well, this week, Monday Night Raw took place from the T-Mobile Arena. They had SmackDown there, they had Stand and Deliver there, and then Monday Night Raw there. And in all things Top Rope Report, Monday Night Raw, it leads us off with Mr. Trivia. And we opened up the show with John Cena coming down to the ring. Once again, Trib, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Greg. Yeah, I really like John Cena's promos now. I mean, I think it's pretty funny that he actually wears the belt backwards, and so people can see the belt behind him when he walks back with the towel and everything. But yeah, he gets right to the point on his promos, and he actually made a lot of great points. He didn't seem as I don't want to say as dickish in this promo, but he still does the heel promo very well. Talking about he's the last real champion, and he's taking the belt home with him, and telling everybody, make sure that you guys get a picture because you're going to want to take a picture of the last real world champion. And he was taking the belt home with him, and then all of a sudden, right behind him, Randy Orton pops up and gives him an RKO, and that was actually pretty cool. You can hear John Cena go, "Shit!" And that was actually pretty cool. But yeah, I'm definitely thinking that there's going to be something, probably a backlash between John Cena and Randy Orton. So I enjoyed the promo. I thought it was really good. The crowd was into it. Especially when Randy came out, they were just going nuts for Randy, and I thought it was a good way to start off the show promo wise. I gave it an A.
I mean, it was a good way to start. I mean, I really like, that there's no, Fruity Pebbles colors. It's just him coming out singing music. But just John Cena in black and white on the screen. What the hell is this? Hold on. Sorry. Yeah, I lost my train of thought. Let me get back there real quick. Oh, and so yeah, him coming out, turning on the crowd as the crowd started to cheer him and says, "So now this is what you want to do." The crowd is cheering, "We are sorry," and John Cena called them sorry low lifes. They said the crowd mean nothing to him, which then quickly changed to, asshole. And like you said, he was, going over what he was saying. Him calling himself an anus. I mean, if that doesn't turn into a meme, I'll be shocked. I haven't seen it as a meme yet.
Right.
And then once again, with him talking, and then you kind of heard the crowd murmuring a little bit, so I think they saw something happening. And I don't know when exactly they put I've seen a video of it, how Randy Orton came out from under the ring. I don't know how and when they do this, that people don't know ahead of time that he's under there. So it's pretty cool. And then, once again, getting the RKO and then played up to the crowd afterwards. I know, I guess, yeah, you could say, okay, this was something at Backlash, but they have, in my eyes, they really have too many other things going on. You can't put everything on Backlash. I think it's too soon to have a Cena RKO, Randy Orton feud. So, I think maybe, once again, Triple H is good for these long and slow burns. So I can see waiting a little bit till we get those two. But, I liked it, but not as much as you. I give this a B+.
All right. Guys, thank you for all the likes. Keep tapping that screen. Let's get to 1K.
After that, we then went to a rematch, as it was the newly crowned tag team champions, Lyra Valkyria and Becky Lynch, taking on the former tag team champions, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. Before Lyra came out, I don't know. I know this guy is new and everything, but he seemed to have an issues, announcing before this match. He began Liv and Raquel's introduction like 2 or 3 times. And it was, once again, I hate that Lyra, and even, you can even throw Chelsea Green in, they're not promoting the mid-card titles at all. Lyra came out to Becky Lynch's music. You could have at least done a separate entrance. Have her come out to her music and maybe stand there, and then, a minute in, 30 seconds in, have Becky's music hit. But, whatever. Looking back at it, if you didn't know that Becky Lynch was going to go heel just by the way she looked in her ring attire, then you got to wake up and smell coffee, because her whole look looked like a heel. It was all black, same thing at WrestleMania. Lyra came out in all white, but Becky came out in all black, and she didn't have the quote-unquote butt cheek, up the ass crack shorts that she was when she was a face. She had her regular, shorts, trunks on or whatever. But this was a good match. The surprise at the end was after Lyra took the loss, Becky turned on her, started the ring, came back in, beat her down a little bit more. But, you know, it was just, I mean, the powerbomb that Raquel gave to Lyra, I mean, that really was really the best part of the match. It wasn't that long of a match for a title match. I think it was like 11 minutes and change. 11 minutes and 56 seconds. Liv Morgan would give Oblivion to win to pin Lyra at the end. But this was just a little bit above average for me. I gave it a B minus.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was really looking forward to this match. Like you said, you know, the Becky Lynch turn, I'm sure people, you know, some people probably didn't know it was coming. Some people knew it was coming. I thought this was a good match. I know we talked yesterday, and you know, it's like, well, why bother putting the titles on them if you're going to just take them off them the next day? And then I realized, you know, now they're going to have something going on between Becky and Lyra for the IC title, which I think is going to be really good. And yeah, I thought it was a good match. You know, I mean, Liv tried the Oblivion twice or 3 times or whatever it was, and she finally hit it on the 3rd time to Lyra, getting the 3 count. Raquel Rodriguez, she's still looking her powerful self in the ring. So I thought that was pretty good. I enjoyed this match. I gave it a B+.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, after that, we then went to a, I guess you could say New Day celebration. Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods came out to celebrate winning their tag team titles at WrestleMania. Tim, take it over from here.
All right. Yeah, they were, you know, gloating, as so to speak. I mean, you know, as they feel they have the, you know, rightfully so, that, you know, they're tag team champions. I believe it's 12-time 12-time tag team champions now. And then, you know, while they were celebrating in the ring, Maxine came out with the Alpha Academy and, you know, said the last time you and OT fought, where she kind of got the guys mixed up because she pointed to Tozawa, you know. So, I mean, that was actually pretty funny. But she actually sounded good on the mic. She called them. She said the last time that they wrestled, they were beaten in 60 seconds, 1 minute, as she called it. And then she said, you know, do the Minutemen want to have another match? And they wanted to get the referee down there. And even before the match started, the lights went out and the music played, and out came Rusev. And he looks just as big as he did last time. And he came in, and the New Day took off, and he cleaned up with Alpha Academy. So I thought it was actually pretty good seeing Rusev back. But I mean, I was kind of looking forward to the match happening. I gave it a C.
Okay. Yeah, once again, I'm going to stop giving you my opinions on things. I'm just going to steal them. Because that's exactly what I told you about Maxine Dupree with the mixing up Otis and Tozawa. Stolen down from trivia. Anyways, yeah, I mean, I don't know. This was, you know, I mean, okay, yes. They came once again, like you said. Maxine came out, was pretty decent on the mic, other than getting her 2 guys there mixed up over her right shoulder, left shoulder. We thought, you know, we were gonna get a match, and that's when Rusev made his quote-unquote surprising return to WWE. Even Michael Cole said one of the worst kept secrets. It is true. Well, okay. And before Rusev can even get in the ring, the New Day bailed. Tozawa got beaten down first. Then Otis got his, you know, shirt ripped off, was ready to go. Then the crowd chanted Rusev Day, and he put him in his whatever they call it. Forget what they call that finishing move.
The Accolade.
Oh, that's right. There you go. That's right. But I mean, yeah, it was just okay. It was a very dumb way, or I don't know. It didn't accomplish much for him to come back when you're teasing a tag team match, unless we're going to get a Rusev Otis feud now, which woohoo, I'm all for that. But yeah, this was just okay. I gave it a C.
All righty.
All right. After that, now did you do the Io Sky promos separately from the match, or did you do it together?
I did it together.
Okay, just making sure. We then had Io Sky come down to celebrate her big win at WrestleMania. I get to lead off, so I'm going to go right into it. And she said it was the best night of her career because it proved that she is the best. So nothing against Io Sky's broken English. She speaks English a lot better than some people that don't speak broken English. And I think that's why Dakota Kai kind of works with them, meaning damage control. We then, and love her to death, think she's great, think she has a huge career in WWE. Stephanie McCall, who speaks even worse broken English, came out. Surprising the crowd, said that she respects Io Sky, but she wants to face the best. And that means she wants to face Io. Adam Pearce came out and immediately made the match, made it official. It started a little back and forth, counter for counter, simple takedown. Each tried to gain control. You could definitely tell that it was something where they were kind of shielding each other out because they hadn't probably ever worked together except for maybe earlier in the day when they did their match run through. Both match pulled out some pretty big moves. The crowd was into it and gave both of them a lot of love. We then had Roxanne Perez causing the match to end, and then Julia came up looking, like a total heel. Absolutely loved it. Kind of, teasing, maybe we're going to get some type of tag match. Could this be something we see at Backlash? A tag match between them. Like I said, there's a lot of things that we quote-unquote could see at Backlash. That did some list of possibilities. But yeah, I thought this was really good. I gave it a solid B.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I really enjoyed this. Like you said, you had came out and said, it's the broken English. It was really hard to understand her, but I kind of knew what she was talking about, how she wanted to beat the best, and she beat Rhea and Bianca. And this match was really, really good. I really enjoyed it. Stephanie is showing me more and more that, I think when she loses the NXT championship, she's going to head to the main roster. I really enjoyed this match. Then I almost called her Roseanne. When Roxanne Perez came out, kind of spoiled the ending for me. But we kind of figured that was going to happen. And then Julia, not only Julia looking the heel part, she's looking really, really hot too. And then, Rhea Ripley came out and she got rid of Roxanne Perez real quick. And then she turned and looked at Julia as Julia was kind of sneak up on her. And Julia was, whoa, okay, settle down. We're backing away. So, yeah, but I enjoyed the match. I thought it was really good. I really wish that there was no interference because I really wanted to see who would have got the victory in this match. And I just thought it was a great match. I enjoyed it. I gave it an A-.
Okay.
Thank you. Right. Thank you for the calendar.
We then had main event Jey Uso, the new World Heavyweight Champion, come down to the ring. Trim, it's Monday night. It must be an in-ring promo.
Yep. kind of feeling like DJ now. Yeah, this was a good promo. Jey Uso coming out through the crowd and giving his yeets and, talking about the match. And then Sami Zayn came out and the crowd went crazy. And, talking about how he was real proud of Jey Uso. And, he was glad that he got the title. And then Jimmy came out and they're all yeeting in the ring. And he's yeeting with Michael Cole and he's yeeting with Pat McAfee. And the crowd was just going crazy, as they always do every time Jey Uso comes out through the crowd. I thought it was good. I really enjoyed this. They all three of them in the ring together. I don't know if will Sammy maybe go heel eventually somewhere and maybe challenge Jey? I don't know. We'll have to see. But I thought it was pretty good. I gave it a B+.
Okay. Mike, I couldn't disagree with you more. I thought this was a waste of time. And there were definitely other ways to get a cheap pop. He came down, did his eating, whatever. Came out after a long video package. He then once again did his whole let's do it again, whatever, same thing he's done several times before. And then once again, Sammy came out and gave him a hug. Sammy said he deserved to be the champion after everything he has done, and the crowd agreed. Once again, Jimmy came out to join the celebration, but there was nothing about anything other than, okay, let's just all come out and say, yeet. That's it. No inkling as to, nobody stepped up, say, I'm going to be the challenger. I was actually waiting for Sammy to land base Jey behind his back or do something. Or Sammy come out and say, you know what, you deserve this. But you know what, I deserve this too. So when you're ready to give a shot, I want to see something. Except we just got a sausage fest in the ring. And it was just, it just was, for me, it was a waste of time. It wasn't long, but it wasn't short enough. I thought the best part of it was the little video package before Jey even came out, which was much of nothing. So I gave this a C-.
All right, Russell Rand, thanks for joining. Okay, guys, it's all right. Now we got two people in here. Come on, guys.
Well, I'm one of them, so really we have one people in here.
Yeah, true. Okay.
One people.
All
right. Well, after that, we then came back from commercial break. And I am up first, so I'm just going to go right into it. We came back from commercial break to see Michael Cole being yelled at by Gunther. Michael Cole was saying how, you tapped out, he beat you, blah, blah, blah. He then, Pat McAfee kind of got up and choked Pat McAfee and then grabbed Michael Cole into a choke. Pat McAfee came in, fired a shot to kind of break it up before some officials came down to kind of separate them. Gunther then grabbed Pat McAfee and dragged him back. Choked him out. And I know me and Mike were talking about this, and, first thought about watching it, well, I didn't watch it live. I did watch it Monday night after it had started, and my first thought was, wow, did this really happen? I mean, the way Pat McAfee started to turn purple, he must have been holding his breath to make his face look like shit was bulging out of his forehead. I mean, the guys from the show, they all hopped over the barricade, and they're being held back, and they were flipping out. Boston Connor's hat was somewhere because his hair was flying all over the place. They then, he was taking it back to recover. I know they Michael Cole was in back saying, you know what? I said, Adam Pearce told me, just to go home, take the rest of it out. He said, no, something's got to be done. When we're not allowed to do our jobs and they're allowed to put their hands on us, things have got to change. And Joe Tessitore's out there and a dress shirt, untucked, looking like he just woken up from a nap. Michael Cole then came back out to the crowd doing the Cody Rhodes shit. Michael Cole.
Thank you,
that was cool. But yeah, I mean, not that I liked that it happened to Pat McAfee, but he was fine. Next day, he was talking totally fine on the Pat McAfee show. Kind of alluded to the fact that, he might have to take care of this himself. Backlash. But anyways, yeah, I thought this was good. I liked it. I got a B+.
All righty. Thank you, Shannon. Our moderator is in here now to get rid of all the undesirables. Yeah, I was surprised because, Michael Cole did make a good point. When he got hold of Michael Cole and then I saw Pat McAfee go over and punch Gunther, it's like, uh-oh, look out, it's on now. Because Gunther wasn't going to put up with that. And he went over, like you said, he dragged Pat McAfee, put the chokehold on him, and all the other guys were trying to get him off and everything. And yeah, that was, it actually, Pat McAfee can make a lot of stuff look real. And I thought he did a great job. I'm not saying to glorify what Gunther did, but I think he did a good job at playing it up. He was coughing and losing his breath and everything else. And, they brought him in the back room and, then Michael Cole came back out, crowd went crazy. Joe Tessitore, he was out there with Michael Cole as well. And then the rest of the announcing just continued. But yeah, I thought it was actually pretty good. I'm hoping that we don't see Gunther and Pat McAfee at Backlash. Pat McAfee's not a wrestler. He's a
He's a wrestler.
Well, he's not a Gunther wrestler. We'll put it that way. But
how many are?
Yeah, true. Yeah, but I thought it was a pretty decent segment. Not great, but I thought it was pretty decent. I gave it a C+.
How about a 2-on-1 handicap match? McAfee and Michael Cole against Gunther.
Okay. Yeah, Michael Cole is undefeated at WrestleMania, so.
All right. We then saw a little backstage segment with Karrion Kross and AJ Styles, a little confrontation. Looks like they might be finally heading to a match soon. We then went to the last match of the evening. It wasn't really the main event, but it was the last match of the evening in a Monday Night Raw stacked with matches, as it was the newly crowned Intercontinental Champion, Dirty Dominic Mysterio, taking on Penta. Trib, it's a match. You get to go first.
Uh-oh. Yeah, I thought this was actually a good match. I was looking forward to seeing this when they announced it. We knew that Finn Balor and Carlito were going to be out. And, they were going back and forth, different holds, hold for hold. I love when Dom does the Three Amigos suplex. And, Penta was getting ready to jump off the ropes, and boom, here comes J.D. McDonough, who makes his return. He looked good. He didn't do much. He just pushed Penta off the rope, and, Dom got the win. And then they were just celebrating in the ring. But I enjoyed the match. I thought it was a good match. I wish it had gone longer. I gave it a B.
You gave it a D?
A B.
Oh, well, D would have been closer to what I thought.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't like this match at all. I really didn't. I mean, first and foremost, it's kind of weird. I know we've made comments before about how a lot of superstars' themes, music sound very similar. Well, dude, I mean, is Penta part of the Judgment Day, or Dominic and Penta long lost family members? Because their ring gear looks very, very similar. They're not exactly the same, but the design elements are very, very similar and shared between the two. First point that just came up weird for me. But yes, I mean, JD McDonough's back from Judgment Day's whole. They have their titles. Finn Balor welcomed, everybody back with open arms. But I mean, they went to a break after Penta was sent out of the ring. It kind of looked like Finn Balor might attack him until the ref spotted him, told him to back off. And then, I mean, Penta hit that Hurricanrana on Balor that sent him into Dominic. But, that was the only big move we got. JD McDonough appeared and, knocked him off the top rope, which allowed Dominic to hit the frog splash and get the win. It was just, if Triple H is trying to let us get cooled off on Penta and maybe Ray Phoenix losing WrestleMania as singles competitors so they can put them together in a tag team, I'm all for it. But this was like an 8-minute match that really played second fiddle to, really both of the other matches that were on. So third fiddle, because it was only the third match. And yeah, I just didn't get the quality that I wanted to get out of this. So yeah, I gave this actually a C-.
All righty. Shannon, thank you for coming in to monitor the live. I appreciate that.
What do you mean? What do you mean she came in to monitor the live?
Well, she's one of the moderators. So this way, if somebody comes in and does something or says anything, then she mutes them. So I don't have to do it.
Okay. We then went to the final segment of the night where we were getting the answer as to what happened with Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns and CM Punk with Paul Heyman. I get the lead off, so once again, I'm just moving right into it. And Seth Rollins really didn't really get to say much. Didn't really get much of an explanation as to why they did what they did, or why Paul Heyman did what he did. And, CM Punk's music hit, and he came out looking for a fight. He started to beat down on Seth Rollins, and then when he turned his attention to Paul Heyman, Seth Rollins took him down, gave him a curb stomp, and then we then had the OTC, Roman Reigns, come out. And, once again, it would make it a lot more interesting. I liked it better when Randy Orton just showed up. If his music hit and then came out and our team John Cena, it wouldn't be the same. So CM Punk coming running out, okay, that's cool. But Roman Reigns' music coming out and then you waited like 15 seconds for you saw him kind of take his slow stroll like it's a ring entrance down the ring. No, you're pissed off.
Right.
It's such an urgency. You're coming down.
Excuse me.
He nailed, Rollins with a spear, and then he gave Paul Heyman a Superman punch, and then he lined up for a spear, but then as soon as he started to go for the spear, we get a spear he took a spear of his own from a black hoodied man, and it was Braun Breaker out of nowhere. And he then hit CM Punk with one when he tried to get in the ring too. Rollins hugged Breaker to reveal what appears to be a new partnership as, that's something that's now being teased. Is it a tag team with the two of them, or are they both just going to be Heyman guys now? I guess you have to tune into next week's Monday Night Raw to find out. But I thought it was a really good way to end it. Love the alignment of Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins. Those are probably my two favorites in WWE right now on the male side. So put them together, that's great. That's awesome. But yeah, I really liked it. Thought it was a good way with the shot, the one big true shot of the night. I gave this an A-.
Okay. Yeah, you definitely. I mean, you know, I knew something was up when they first showed into the parking lot. You know, Paul Heyman came out, got out of the car. Then Seth Rollins got out of the car as well. And, you know, Seth Rollins is fixing his tie and everything else. And we knew that they were going to be together after WrestleMania. But, yeah, I enjoyed it. I mean, you know, like you said, CM Punk came out. You know, he was ready for a fight because he's taping his hand. He was ready to go. And then when Roman came out and gave Paul Heyman the Superman punch, I knew he wasn't going to get the spear off on Heyman. It was either going to be Seth Rollins doing it or somebody was going to come out. And you called it previously that Braun Breaker would be a great Paul Heyman guy, and that's what we got. And I think that's going to be a great tag team. It's going to be a great team together. I would like to see a tag team match at Backlash between those four guys, but can CM Punk and Roman Reigns coexist? I think they can, just for the sake of hating Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman as much as they do. But yeah, I thought it was really good. I agree with the grade. I gave it an A-.
Okay. So overall, Mike, what do you think?
Overall, you know, there was some good stuff. There was some bad stuff as usual. I enjoyed this Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania. I gave it a B+.
Okay. So if this were any old Monday Night Raw, I probably would give it a B-. But it should be Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania. Okay, yes, Stephanie McCoy showing up, Julie showing up. Okay, great. Braun Breaker aligning himself with Seth Rollins. Awesome. Other than that, what do we get? A lot of mediocrity for the rest of the show. We had 33 minutes and 56 seconds of Bell wrestling. Now, granted, the Monday Night Raw after Mania isn't supposed to be all about wrestling. But come on, man. In an almost 3-hour Monday Night Raw, you're giving me 8 minutes less than in a 2-hour NXT? I mean, that's just, that's you know, okay, Becky turning him arrow. And a lot of people that, yeah, there were some surprises, but nothing that was what should be on a Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania. I gave it a C+.
Oh, okay.
Bull crap.
And that was our Monday Night Raw recap. Thank everybody right now for still tapping the screen. To get more people in here and like, follow, and share. And that was our Monday Night Raw recap. So right now we're going to go to my favorite part of the show. It's Nuggies News. So Greg, what do you got for us?
All right. So first and foremost, injury update, or not really update, but it was being reported that Bianca Belair may have suffered a minor injury at WrestleMania, and she most certainly did. She actually broke one of her fingers and sprained another. I don't know exactly what had happened, but it was something in an encounter with Rhea Ripley during the match. She gave Io Sky her flowers and said, "You deserved it, but don't you forget, Rhea Ripley, I will get you back for this," or whatever was she said. She's not expected to be out for too long. It doesn't take that long for a broken finger. She could tape the two of them together and probably still perform.
Right.
So, but that's the only injury that was reported throughout all WrestleMania weekend, including NXT, SmackDown, Raw. So, I guess you should have been pretty successful. It was the most like 1.1 billion social media views as of Monday Night Raw that shattered all kinds of records. I think they go digging just to announce some kind of record, because it was also announced that the gate was the largest WrestleMania gate ever for WrestleMania weekend. Once again, gate is the amount of money that you pay for tickets, and I know Randy Orton put a thing out there where somebody paid $30,000 for a seat at WrestleMania. So yeah, that's gonna probably be as much as half the amount in the old Pontiac Silverado back then.
He better be sitting on a turnbuckle for that price.
But one thing, next year, as we all know, if you don't know, you know now, WrestleMania will be in New Orleans. They are looking to make a change to the lineup. We're going to be talking NXT, and the place they held it could have sat up to about 2,000 people. They estimate there's about 1,500 people there, but it's not that the crowd was quiet. It just seemed like the crowd was tired. So they may be looking to do a lineup change next year. They think they may kind of push their limits by going NXT also in New Orleans, maybe breaking it up where the Hall of Fame is also that weekend. So maybe we just go from Friday Night SmackDown to Monday Night Raw in New Orleans, do the Hall of Fame ceremony like the weekend before. You can still do it in New Orleans, but do it like the weekend before. So, we'll just have to see if they do that. Let's get to some rumors here. It is being recorded. As we know, Rusev made his return, as I reported. Lana has indeed signed a Legends contract with WWE. I thought Legends contracts for those that were actually legends in WWE. I mean, she really wasn't much of anything, in my opinion. But it was also being reported that Rusev has signed a 2-year, not a typical 3-year deal that some others that have just come back. So I guess my question, you, Mike, would be, do you think WWE did this because they're not certain how well Rusev is going to come across in the WWE universe?
I think so. They kind of want to see how the fans are going to react to Rusev. He has been gone for what, 5-6 years?
Yeah, something like that.
And see how he works out with the WWE universe.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think so. I think it makes sense. It's kind of like, you lease a car before you buy it. You take it out, you put it 3 years, after 3 years. If you like it, then you buy it. If you don't like it, you return it and you get something new. So that's kind of the way I look at it. Is this Rusev is on a lease to own deal. Either he'll go over fantastically, and in 2 years from now, he'll re-sign the contract extension, maybe for 3 years to make it a total of 5. We'll just have to see. And this past week, Bill Goldberg, on his official X account, reposted a video of his massive return to WWE in 2016, after being gone for 12 years. It was a Monday Night Raw, October 17th, 2016. And when he reposted that video, he put the caption, "About time to replicate this," with an exclamation point. Once again, Mike, how exciting are we to potentially see a Bill Goldberg retirement match in WWE this year?
No, I'm not very excited at all. I mean, I don't care if they put him in the ring with one of the greatest wrestler of all time. I don't care who it is. I don't want to see Goldberg again.
Okay. So I guess my question is: do you think he deserves a retirement match in WWE, or you don't think he did enough for WCW/WWE to get that one last retirement match?
Oh no, I'm not saying he doesn't deserve a retirement match. I think, but I think it's I'm kind of like contradicting myself. I don't think he did a lot in WWE, but they probably give him a retirement match because he's a name. He's Goldberg.
We just did a 10-bell swoop or somebody did nothing in WWE.
Yeah, true. That's true. So, I mean, if they give him his retirement match, then okay. I mean, I'll probably be okay with it, but I just hope it's not going to be one of these drag out matches. And I don't think Goldberg can go a long match anyway. So.
If they do it, well, I shouldn't say if, but when they do it, I think it needs to be in Saudi Arabia, because that's where I think it would mean the most. As far as worldwide notoriety goes, do it over there. I don't need to see it here at SummerSlam. I don't need to see it anywhere else, but just do it up there.
Yep.
So it was reported by Fightful Select that WWE began lining up Joe Hendry as Orton's WrestleMania opponent even before Kevin Owens' announcement that he would have to miss WrestleMania due to a neck injury. So, according to their reporting, is that they were tossing around the idea of Randy Orton punting Kevin Owens before WrestleMania, causing him to have a mystery opponent, and there was nothing set in stone. TNA and Joe Hendry didn't actually know until Saturday that he was going to be performing Sunday at WrestleMania.
Okay.
Pulling up this other article here, it says, and this is on a scale of 1 to 10, True Nuggets News Fashion, likelihood and excitement level. Name of this article is Matches WWE Must Book in 2025 after WrestleMania 41 results.
Okay.
First one. Intercontinental title match, Dominic Mysterio versus Finn Balor.
Likelihood 8. Excitement level about 8.5.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna flip it, and I can go likelihood 8.5, excitement level 8, and I can also see it kind of also being the wrinkle of loser leaves Judgment Day.
Okay.
Not officially, but unofficially.
Aiden, thanks for coming in.
Next one, Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair.
Likelihood, I'll go another 8 with this. Excitement level 7.5.
Okay. This one's tough for me because I think this is a matchup that would be destined for, say, a night one main event of WrestleMania. Maybe with SummerSlam being 2 nights, maybe that's night one SummerSlam. So, yeah, I'll go 7. But excitement level, Bianca Rhea is the Becky and Charlotte in the future of WWE. I will go 8.5 excitement level.
Okay.
Next one, the tag team matchup: Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker versus Roman Reigns and CM Punk.
Likelihood, I would go 9. Excitement level, I'll go 9 as well.
Okay. Likelihood, I mean, is there anything higher than 10? Well, if nothing's 100%, so I'll go 9.999999999. Excitement level, I'll go 8. Because I've got a feeling that if they do it, Punk and Reigns come out victorious, and I don't need to see that or want to see that. The last one they have on this list, Cody Rhodes, John Cena 2.
Likelihood, I'll go 7.5. Excitement level, I'll go 8.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'll start with excitement level. I'll go 4 because they didn't give me anything in their first matchup that would make me excited to see the two of them. And I'm going to go likelihood. I'll go 7.
Okay.
Likelihood. Once again, agree or disagree. I pulled up an article here that says 3 WWE WrestleMania 41 matches that exceeded expectations. Now, I know due to issues with my had eye injections and couldn't really see or read and things, we didn't get to do a WrestleMania recap, but the first one they list as a match that exceeded expectations, LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu.
I'll agree.
Okay.
I'll agree with that.
I disagree.
Oh, okay.
I think I got everything out of the match I thought I was going to get, but nothing more. I expected Jacob Fatu to win, and he did. If anything, I expected a little something to happen outside the ring, causing Jacob to lose, leading to a potential Jacob Fatu Solo Sikoa feud. Next one, Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre.
I'm going to disagree with that because I expected more out of that match than what I got. I mean, with all the feuds and the way they've been going at each other on previous shows, I expected a little bit more than what we got, so I'll disagree.
Okay. See, this one I agree with. I mean, we got a good, old-fashioned, weapons-filled brawl. They pumped each other, with all kinds of things and took big bumps, including one from Priest where, he tried to do Undertaker's old school, only be shoved on the ropes through the tables. So I think this one did exceed. And then the last one on this one, sorry, I had to hold back the vomit. Jade Cargill versus Naomi.
I'll disagree. I thought it would have been a little bit of a longer match. I thought the storyline could have been a little bit better. The match could have been better after what the storyline led into. So I thought it could have been better. I disagree.
Yeah, and the match was only 9 minutes long. But no, I think we got exactly what we thought we were going to get out of this. I don't think it exceeded at all. We got a Jade Cargill victory. A little bit of offense from both, but it was a Jade Cargill victory. And then the last thing that I'm going to bring up is, once again, agree or disagree. This is the article that I pulled up that says 4 rising stars in WWE that deserve a push after WrestleMania 41 to WrestleMania 42. So after WrestleMania 41, they deserve a push for WrestleMania 42. First one, once again, agree or disagree? Dragon Lee.
I'll agree. And the reason I say, and the reason,
just out of curiosity, what gives you that thought that he deserves to get a push?
well, I think it's because they're probably gonna, we're probably gonna see Dragon Lee do quite a bit with the AAA promotion that WWE has. So maybe they might, you know.
Okay, all right, I can see that then. Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Right here in this article it says, you know, with the acquisition of AAA and what it's likely to be a renewed emphasis on the Lucha Libre, he's poised to have a breakout year. Next one, the United States champion Chelsea Green.
That's a tough one. Well, you got a year to go, so I'll probably agree.
Yeah, I mean, I think I don't know. I mean, the only way you can push her more would be for her to drop that title and push her into the world title picture with Tiffany. So, I mean, yeah, I think she could get pushed. I don't know how successful it'll be. Next one, Karrion Kross.
Well, with the way things have been going with Karrion Kross, I would agree.
Yeah.
I'm liking his character right now.
And I'd be 200% all for it. I think, like I said, I was a huge Karrion Kross fan in NXT. When they brought him up to the main roster, they brought him up without Scarlett, and they made him They made him look like Gladiator. And now he's finally going back to his NXT days or thoughts. So, and then the last one, Lyra Valkyria.
I'll agree.
Yeah, and I think, and once again, I've said it before, I'll say it again. I think Lyra Valkyria is excellent. She's very smooth. She's very good in the ring, and she's almost at that place where, you know, almost every match you see something you hadn't seen before. She's very smooth, and I can see her being pushed. And what other? Can I end off with a trivia question from Mr. Trivia?
Go right ahead.
So we know we had a ton of title changes at WrestleMania. Do we want to take one guess as to who currently is the longest reigning title holder on the main roster, not including Speed Champion? We've had 132 days.
I would say that's a good one. I will have to go with I just lost the name now. Nah, she hasn't been champion that long. I was gonna say Tiffany Stratton, but
She's at 112.
Oh,
She's second.
Io Sky.
No, Io Sky's only at 53.
Oh, okay. Who we got? Chelsea Green.
Chelsea Green.
Wow.
So I stumped Mr. Trivia. But technically, Dragon Lee's the longest reigning champ right now at 161 days.
Oh, okay.
And that is Nutty's news. Trivia. You got anything coming up or past for independent achievement?
Oh, yeah, I do. All right, everybody. Let's keep tapping that screen. Come on. As a matter of fact, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 8 shows to report on, and 3 of them are PAPW in the month of May. PAPW, May 4th at 1537 Whitney Avenue in Hamden, Connecticut. We'll be doing a Lucha Libre show. So that's going to be something to see. PAPW branching out into the Lucha Libre aspect. So that'll be good. And then we also have PAPW's Bash at the Brewery, May 10th. Doors open at 6. Bell time is at 7. That card is Troy Stevens versus Bobby Loveless, Damian Black versus Mr. Z, Alan Compass and Sergeant Murray versus Mooch and Andy Sweat, Antonio Andolini versus Sylvan, Mirza versus Jeremy LaCroix, Jekyll versus Bull Dread, Gabriel Cruz versus Kaizo, and the tag team champions of the Boricua brothers against the Brawny brothers of Alan Bano and Jacob Zimmerman. Then we also have where is it? Saturday, May 17th, Rebel Spirit Wrestling in Marlborough, Massachusetts at the Tackle Box Brewery on the Boston Post Road for a match, first time ever match. Jason Blade versus the Speed Sensation Dustin Flash Waller. Also, Friday, May 16th, PAPW is bringing back their Friday night alley fights at 662 Co Avenue at the training facility. Tickets at the door are $15. We also have Outcast Pro Wrestling, June 14th in Gales Ferry, Connecticut at the Ledyard Middle School. Scheduled on that card is Mickey Midas versus the most marketable man in wrestling, Richard Holiday, Katie Lothbrook versus Aaron Norman, and Cyclone King versus Danny O'Ryan. And also, Outcast Pro is doing a show 2 weeks later, June 28th, at 99 East Street in Wallingford, Connecticut. Tickets are $20 for general admission. It is a Valhalla match. Fans bring the weapons. 5150 against Bull Dread. And I think, yep, that's it. That's the last one I have, which is the Valhalla Fans Bring the Weapons match. Outcast Pro Wrestling, June 28th at 99 East Street. Oh, no, wait, one more. 99 East Street in Wallingford, Connecticut. And CPW will present Course of Honor Friday, June 27th. Matches and location are yet to be determined. I will get that for you as soon as I get the information. And that's what I have for Indie News for tonight. So now we're going to go to NXT, our NXT recap. So, Greg, what do you got?
All right. Well, this week's NXT, as we stated, was the last show in Vegas after a very long week. It was at the Blue Live Theater. And as in true top for fashion, anything and everything NXT, I get to lead us off. And this night led off with a women's tag team championship match, as it was the 4-time champion Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, actually Raquel's 5-time, taking on the number 1 contenders Gigi Dolan and Tatum Paxley. Once again, I get to lead off. So, Linda Raquel wrestled on Sunday, lost her title. Wrestled on Monday, won her title. Wrestled on Tuesday, won their title. So I'm not gonna guarantee, but I'm pretty certain. I can't remember any of the time a title was defended and changed hands 3 times in 3 consecutive days. Maybe 3 consecutive matches at some point. But once again, I'd be fair to say that is what happened here. But I did not like this match at all. And once again, part of it was just, after WWE World, where they're doing all their autographs, and you have SmackDown, and they're all up till 1, 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning to the Hall of Fame ceremony. Then they're all there for WrestleMania Saturday, and then Sunday, and then Monday. And now it's Tuesday at 8 o'clock, when all they want to do is get on a plane and go home and sleep in their own bed. There was a severe lack of energy for me in this match. I'm not a big fan of Gigi Dolan, but she actually looked okay in this match. I was disappointed in the performance of Don't Hate Me Trip and Tatum Paxley. Raquel swinging her around kind of reminded me of the Cesaro sling. If they're going to have Raquel start doing that, fine. She just doesn't look good. Her performing has gotten very, very, very subpar. I think she's got to be glad that she's in a tag team with Liv Morgan because she can do 8% of it, and then Raquel just come in for a couple power moves, and that's really it. Paxley did that 450 splash. That was awkward. The moonsault she did was odd because she connected with her feet. So, she almost didn't land. She almost landed right on her face. So, the 450 splash, again, she landed on her feet and then fell down. It was just a very lunky, clumsy match. But I think it really came out that they just were really just tired through that whole long ordeal the whole weekend. I didn't think this was a good way to open up NXT. I gave it a C.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I definitely agree. I enjoyed watching Tatum Paxley in this match. Whether she didn't do good in wrestling or not in the match at all, I enjoyed watching her. Like I said,
She's a horny old man.
Huh?
She's a horny old man.
And you're right. I agree. Gigi Dolan did look good in this match. But yeah, you could tell the sluggishness was starting to set in on him. I knew that they weren't going to beat Liv and Raquel. And it was just a match that, I really didn't enjoy watching that much. I gave it a C-.
Okay. So earlier in the evening we saw, over the weekend we saw Penn and Teller show up and do a little magic trick, where Alexis King lost his Heritage Cup trophy. He searched all over Las Vegas for it to mysteriously come back. And I think Penn, I don't remember which one's Penn and which one's Teller, told me the only way he would bring his cup back is if he promised to defend it. Didn't know he was going to defend it. So, fast forward to this. Did you do Ricky Saint's little promo before? Did you grade that at all?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Take it away.
Ricky
came out.
I really shouldn't have graded it because I thought it was dumb. I didn't get anything out of it. But, Alexis King came out and said he wanted to challenge Ricky Saint's cup for the belt, and Ricky Saint's agreed, and then all hell broke loose. They what's his name came out again, Ethan Page, and I didn't really get anything out of this. I thought it was a waste of time. right now. I'm really not a big Ricky Saints fan. I might have to, watch him a little bit more and maybe, get used to seeing him. I never really watched him in AEW, but yeah, I didn't really like this that much. I gave it a C.
Yeah, you don't watch AEW, so you never really watched it much. You never saw.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you, I totally forgot about Ethan Page coming out till you mentioned it. That's how useless and shooting this was. I think Ricky Saints will be much better off as a heel. And well, that's just it. He's got that cocky little attitude with the whole thing, and I think he'll come across as a narcissistic heel. I'm not buying this Ricky Saints as a face. But yeah, Lexus King coming out and, challenging him to a match, so I can get out of my ring. I have a big matchup, and then, okay, so we now get a matchup next week. Will it be for the North American title and the Heritage Cup? Well, we don't know that at this point in the show. We didn't know that yet. But yeah, this was, bad, and I gave it Diaz and Dunn.
Okay.
After that, it was then Lexus King taking on said mystery opponent, and I had messaged Trivia beforehand who I thought could be the mystery opponent, and it was a returning Noam Dar. He'd been out of action for almost a year, got injured in May of last year, and yes, it was nice to see him back. I might be the only one that hopes to see all of Metaphor back together because,
I was just going to ask that.
Torment's coming back would be cool, but, he wound up winning with a match. I thought one of the best parts of the match was when he started to lick his bandage and try rubbing the quote-unquote painted-on beard of Lexus King off. I thought that was hilarious. And, maybe now they'll, just after getting used to the Heritage Cup rules, Lexus King changed it, so now maybe, I don't know what your thoughts are. I'm kind of hoping that Noam Dar brings back the original Heritage Cup rules. I like it because it's different. It's not just the same old dumb, boring match. So, I'm kind of glad he won. It was an okay match. I gave it a C+.
Oh, okay. It was nice to see Noam Dar back. I was just about to ask you, do you think we're going to see the reformation of Metaphor again? And I'm glad you mentioned the other guy's name because I couldn't remember it, Oro Mensa. And but yeah, I mean, Noam Dar looked good for being out as long as he had. I mean, you could tell he spent some time in the gym training and rehabbing because he looked like he didn't skip a beat. And I hope that he does bring back the old rules for Heritage Cup because I kind of like that. And I'm also glad Lexus King got beat. So now we know his match against Ricky Saints is just going to be for the North American Championship. But I thought it was a pretty decent match. I enjoyed it. I gave it a B.
Okay.
Thank you for the rose, Greg.
I actually didn't mean to do that. I was just tapping the like button. So I didn't mean to do that. We saw a backstage segment with Thea Hale and Fallon Henley, which then led to this matchup where it was Thea Hale taking on Fallon Henley. Trip, you're up first.
Okay. Yeah, I really didn't like this match at all. I mean, Thea Hale, this is only her second match back. She still looked pretty good. Fallon Henley, I don't think she looked good at all in this match. JC Jane and Jasmine Nix, as usual, sticking their 2 cents in.
No, they didn't. They didn't do anything.
Oh, I thought she got punched on the outside.
I didn't help her at all.
Oh, that's right, because they seem to be having an issue now. And yeah, so I really wasn't behind this match as much. I mean, Thea Hale did look good in her finishing move with the arm lock that she uses. But yeah, I thought this match could have been a little bit better. I gave it a C+.
Yeah. Okay, a little bit better of a grade than I gave. I mean, the handful of things they did look good, but this was just a precursor to an eventual breakup of Fatal Influence, and that's all this was. I mean, Henley she's an underrated performer who should be getting bigger opportunities than this. She, you know, it's a shame because she's a good performer. She's good on the mic. She reminds me a little, just her smoothness in the ring. Reminds me a little bit of Lyra Valkyria. And I mean, could she be stepping away from Fatal Influence to maybe give her a push towards one of the other women's titles? Well, yeah, maybe Stephanie would care. But yeah, there wasn't anything really much about this match to like or dislike. It was just so quick, it was so short. And the little backstage segment almost looked like it was thrown together last minute. It was very unrehearsed, like nobody knew what the other was doing type deal. And yeah, it was less than 3 minutes, so it was a speed match. I don't know. But yeah, I gave it just a C.
Okay.
All right. We had seen earlier in the evening why do I not remember that?
What's that?
Okay, no. Sorry. I'm all right. Just kind of going through my notes here. We then had Obafemi and Trick Williams out in the ring. I go first. I'm just going to go right into it. Where they were having an argument between the two. Trick Williams, wanted his match. He was, kind of entitled to his one-on-one matchup. After all, he didn't get beat. And then Joe Hendry came out. And, Joe Hendry's not a tiny man, but when he stood with Obafemi and Trick Williams, you can really see how big those two guys are. They dwarfed over, I'm going to say his name again. My feet is going to show up in my back. Joe Hendry. And, he was talking about how Trick was going to play too much and called him entitled. And is this going to lead to, Joe Hendry, sending both Trick Williams and Obafemi out of the ring together? Are they planting a potential another TNA versus NXT championship match with Joe Hendry against Obafemi? For Joe Hendry, I hope not, because Obafemi probably eats cookies bigger than Joe Hendry compared to him.
Right.
So, yeah, this was just a time filler that I didn't need. It didn't really do much. I gave it a D.
Oh, okay. I gave it a little bit better than that, but I'm just getting tired of seeing Obafemi and Trick Williams going through the same shtick all the time. Joe Hendry was a nice addition to it because it made me pay attention to it a little bit more, just to see what would happen. But yeah, I'm just getting tired of seeing Obafemi and Trick Williams basically doing the same promo almost. And then Trick Williams got pissed off and cleaned out the back room, and he was asked to leave the arena. So I really could have done without this. I gave it a C.
Okay. All right. In a segment earlier in the night, we saw Miles Bourne talking with the guys from Dark State after he was chatting with Brent Sinclair, who had one of the weirdest looking hairdos I've seen. The little Mickey Mouse bugs on her head, whatever. And they were kind of, I was talking about, not having anybody there to help them, but Javon Evans decided to step up and tag team with them. And then that's when we went to the tag team matchup where it was Osiris Griffin and Dion Lennox of Dark State taking on, once again, Miles Bourne and Javon Evans. Ken, you're up.
Okay. I thought this was a good match. I mean, I couldn't figure out why Miles Bourne was teaming with Javon Evans, because as the match went on and the match was going on, we saw Charlie Dempsey and Tavion Heights up in the So, but I thought it was a good match. At least I'm not calling them Dark Matter anymore. But I thought it was a good match. I mean, they made a pretty decent team. Javon Evans I get whiplash watching him just bounce all around the ring. And that Dark State, I think they're going to make a lot of noise in the tag team division on NXT. I'm seeing some big things from them. But I enjoyed this. I thought it was a good match. I gave it a B+.
Okay. Yeah, it was a pretty good match. But yeah, I mean, the whole thing, the reason why Javon had to tag Miles is because the rest of the No Quarter Catch crew they were there. That's what I thought I remember. So them to show up at the end was kind of very confusing. I mean, the only thing about this is that the crowd was like almost silent for the finish of this match. So it just, once again, it can only emphasize so much that everybody was at this point tired. And even the crowd. I mean, the Intercept just went really, really down because it was a solid contest. It just, I thought I heard a church mouse fart during the middle of this match. And it just really, really fell flat. And this was the first time that it really started to stick out to that, you know what? Maybe people saw enough WWE programming this weekend and they were just pushing their limits a little too much.
Yep.
But yeah, I thought this was okay. Gave it a B-.
All right, Greg, overall grade?
For what?
For NXT.
We're not done.
Why? What else do we have?
Stephanie McCare, Roxanne Perez.
How did I miss that match? Oh, that's right. I put it in the wrong spot.
This is why I need this part of the show.
Okay.
And not trivia.
Okay.
All right. We then went to the main event of the evening, as it was an NXT Women's Championship match with Stephanie McCare taking on Roxanne Perez. Excuse me. Once again, this was a really good match. It's just the crowd just wasn't there for this match. As of this point, we had seen 3 hours of SmackDown, 4 hours of Hall of Fame, 3 hour pre-show, 4 hour show, 2 hour post-show, then another 3 hour show, another 4 hour pre-show, another 4 hour, another 2 hour, then a 3 hour. Oh my fucking God! We're at hour 742 of WrestleMania weekend, and it should have been 741 hours. The crowd was dead. They both gave appearances. One of the better parts was when Stephanie did her Devil's Kiss, she pointed to Booker T. So she's really feeding into Booker T's, and even in the audience, at Stand and Deliver, there are people in the audience who go, that Booker T does. I don't hate that. I'm glad we don't hear shooky dookie quack the Trump anymore. And that's okay with me that he does that. After countering Pop Rocks, Vaquero took her down and gave her the pin to retain her title. We then had Julia come out after that and give a staring contest, and then Jordan Grace was kind of standing off to the side in the crowd watching. This was, it was a really good match that could have been an A- match. It was that good, but because of the lack of crowd enthusiasm in this, I have to give it just a B.
Yep, I agree. Shane, you say, why is he always on live? Why is who always on live?
Because I'm your co-host of your show.
Exactly. Yes, I thought it was a good match. And like you said, it would have been a lot better. People are just, okay, guys, let's end this match. I want to go home and go to bed. The crowd was trying to be as loud and as supportive as they could be for being there for 741 hours. But,
742.
742, sorry. What's up, Wayne Hayes? And the crowd really just took it out of they took it out for me. But I enjoyed the match. The right person won. I'm looking forward to seeing another Stephanie versus Julia match. Keep Jordan Grace out of it. I enjoyed it. I gave it a B.
Okay. So overall, Trent.
Overall, I wasn't really impressed with the NXT for this week. I gave it a C.
Yep, exactly. And that's a very generous grade.
Yes.
It really was.
Yep.
If it wasn't for the excellent match that ended, I probably would have given it a C-.
Right. Wayne Hayes, thank you for the tiny dinies. And you're not going to see Tama Tonga for a while, so he'll go later on. But that was our NXT recap. So Greg, we got I see on WWE.com today that they've already got previews listed for SmackDown tomorrow. And we got an interesting return or debut tomorrow. Everybody's talking it could be Aleister Black. I don't see why it wouldn't be. But to me,
I don't see why it wouldn't be.
Yeah, to me, it just seems like we're getting an awful lot more AEW guys coming over to WWE now. Whether it's NXT or the main roster, it's still WWE. And I think this is like the fourth or fifth one now.
Well, but it was, a couple of them are coming back. Aleister / Malachi Black and Rusev. And then the other guys are they're NXT. Motor City Machine Guns and Jordan Grace, they were TNA. So you're kind of getting them a little bit from everywhere.
Okay. And really nothing, and there's really nothing set for Backlash, which is May 10th. I really think they're leaning towards that tag team match of Roman and CM Punk versus Seth and Braun Breaker, which I really hope that there's no definitive winner and that they drag that on again, make it out a little bit longer of a story. So what did you say
was advertised for tomorrow?
No, I didn't.
Big old preview. There's one match, which is the match they talked about last week.
Yeah, well, I said that they put up the thing for SmackDown, but when I went for the preview, I didn't see anything else. So
That's it. Well, you said they already put out the preview for Friday Night SmackDown.
Well, I called it a preview of what we're gonna of the thing that we're gonna see.
But he made it seem like it was breaking news. That they were advertising something we didn't already know.
True.
Triple threat match, or well, the triple threat, table, ladders, and chairs three-way match.
I think that's gonna be real good.
It could be.
Yep. So
We'll have to see what fourth tag team gets involved.
probably pretty deadly.
And or Los Garza.
Or Los Garza. Yep. I don't think we're gonna lose out either way because I think they're both good teams. So, but anything else, Greg?
No, nothing I can think of.
All righty. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in on TikTok. We've got almost 4K likes. So I appreciate that. So on behalf of the Nugster Greg, this is the illustrious Mr. Trivia for Top Rope Report, saying thank you all for tuning in, and we'll catch us on Sunday.